Hello guys and welcome to HRL Season 5 Round 3 Fox Lake SX. This is going to be Moto 1. We got Detail, Bean, Ricardo, Justice, and Unquiet Leader on the back row from left to right. From right to left on the front row we're going to have Papa Solange, Roman, Vulcan, Luke, Hunter, Camby, Sector, and that is going to be the lineup for the front gate. Remember, when the gate drops, that's when the whole field is going to rip it open full throttle, and we're going to see some great racing for 10 minutes plus 2 laps. Here we go. Green flag. Roman with yet another great start. It's going to be a lot of cheese through the first couple of sections. You already see drivers flipping. Very typical. It looks like Vulcan was able to make an aggressive move. Sector as well. Roman is... What the heck? This happened to Roman in the semi. It's happening to him again. He fell back to fourth, but with a little move right there, he's going to get himself right back into second. And Vulcan is going to be your leader. I wonder what's happening to Roman in the whoop section, because that's the second time in a row that he's had the lead going into the whoop section by quite a bit, and he's lost it twice in a row. A lot of battles throughout the pack still, which is crazy. Usually, usually stuff starts to settle out a little bit, but by the end of the first lap, depending on the type of track, if it's an arena cross or a short oval, it's probably going to take quite a few laps. But a normal size supercross track like this, I would say that you have most of the field going single wide by the end of the first lap, but that is not the case. We have tons of battles going on all over the place still. Now things are starting to settle out just a little bit, but we still have some really good side-by-side battles in the back of the pack. See Justice going ham right there. Looks like Bean and Camby are stuck back there. That's got to suck for Camby. He had a really nice heat race, and things have just been falling apart since then. Roman's still holding on to the lead. Looks like Hunter with a good start so far. And Hunter's really looking for that, especially with Roman. If their team is going to be successful, they're really going to need some good production out of Hunter and Bean, because with the kind of season Roman's been having, I mean, he's going to have quite a few points for that team. He's going to have to rely on the British driver pickups to get the rest of those points for him. Looks like we still have, or did I say Roman in the lead earlier? My bad. Vulcan in the lead still. That's not the first time I've mixed them up for some reason. It's going to be Solange second, Roman third. Looks like we got Fireball fourth, Luke fifth, I think. Yeah, I believe so. Or sorry, Hunter fourth, and perhaps Fireball in that fifth spot. Or Luke in that fifth spot. Fireball's gone. Now that I don't know why I didn't think about it till now. You may have noticed Fireball was not on the gate, and that is because he got hit with the cheese before the race. His mom came in and slapped him with a pancake, and unfortunately he had to get off. So yeah, no Fireball for tonight. So my bad. That's actually Luke in that position, not Fireball. Ooh, one driver goes down. I think that's Bean getting lapped. I don't remember exactly what happened with him. I think Bean just got hit with some lag cheese maybe, or maybe he just had a really bad crash. I don't exactly recall, but something affected him super hard, and he ended up getting lapped very early. So this is just not a very good start for Bean. Luckily for Team Roman Empire though, Hunter unit still having a solid top 5 performance, which if Hunter can get a 6th or a 7th, or heck, if he can hold on to this top 5 on a supercross, that would be huge for him. Because if you think about it, his biggest weakness has to be supercross. He'll get a bad finish here or there on an oval, but for the most part, I'd say ovals are probably his best. And GPs, he's definitely better. It's somewhere in the middle. GPs with his performance on ovals and supercross. GP's somewhere in the middle. Hunter does have a win on a GP. But he also has a lot of average results. He's also had some really bad results. It's been all over the place for him on GP. But overall, I would say he's more consistent there than on a Supercross. So if Hunter can steal a nice top 5 here, that would be huge for him and his team. Looks like that's Luke trying to blue flag Bean right there. That was a nice shot. Seeing those guys. That's my favorite part of the track. Just seeing those guys jump right over the other drivers under them. It's just awesome. Definitely my favorite part of the track design here on Fox Lake. Makes it kind of unique. I don't think we have any other Supercross tracks that do that in the current schedule. Do have some GPs that do that with bridges and such, but no Supercrosses, no ovals either. I don't know how you'd make that work on an oval, but I'd like to see it happen. If someone could do that, that would just be crazy. Looks like, whoa, is that Roman getting passed up there? What the cheese? Might have been. We'll have to get a closer look at that in just a second here. Getting a nice shot though of all the drivers right here. Let's see if I can get a little more. It's a little more zoomed in. Nice battle right there with Roman. And now that we're a little bit closer, okay, that makes sense. It's the other white guy. It was Roman and Vulcan battling. For some reason, I keep thinking that Roman was ahead of Vulcan to start with, but he wasn't. So I don't know why I keep thinking that. I've been getting them mixed up in all these recordings since the heat race. I don't know why. It just keeps happening. So Vulcan has gotten passed by Solange for the lead, but Vulcan's still having a nice race, though. The fact that he's still holding on a second, and we just hit the halfway to go marker. If Vulcan can hold on to a podium, man, that would be big for his points. He could really use a good finish. Especially with that goal. You know he wants to make the Champ Series, but he's going to have to earn it. We have a lot of contenders this season. Ton. Looks like we have Luke going after Hunter here. And what is this, the battle for fourth? Oh, Vulcan went down as well. It looks like we might have a three-way podium battle here soon, and Hunter just goes right around Vulcan on the outside, then Vulcan just gets stuck on Luke, and I have no idea what the heck happened there, but that's going to lose both of those drivers a ton of time. And now Vulcan's going to be outside of podium spot, and both of them are going to be nowhere near Hunter, holding on to the third place. Oh, man, Hunter is in third right now on a Supercross. This is absolutely insane. Ever since the warm-up races, we've just been seeing some surprises, honestly, here at Fox Lake. Just a bunch of different drivers that you wouldn't really expect to be running up top, and they're there. They're here at this track, competing with the best of them. Interesting different lines right there by Luke and Vulcan, and Luke does the exact same thing Hunter did. He's just going to zoom right by the outside of Vulcan. That was just the different lines there. You see Vulcan opts for the inside. He opts for that line for the whoops, whereas Luke just jumps right onto the berm and then gets some of that momentum, which gets you a nice whoop run. So that's the difference between their two lines there. You see that outside. You lose quite a bit on the setup, but it definitely pays off if you can avoid getting blocked by the inside driver. The lap time for that outside line, absolutely faster. It's very easy to tell. Although Vulcan, the inside line does have its advantages. The main thing I would say is for passing. Inside line can be very useful for passing somebody in certain situations. My favorite part of the track, personally, on here to watch is the sand section. I love watching the sand section. It looks like most people have the same preferred line at this point in the sand section, but I think you'll see some different lines being ran throughout the rest of this moto, and maybe even in the second moto, because there are other viable lines in that sand section. It's just that they're better in a battle, if that makes sense. Perhaps not the best lines to run when you're by yourself, but if you're battling with someone, there's definitely some other lines in there that can be pretty useful. Oh man, Hunter getting loose. Hunter getting all kinds of loose. And Luke's just going to go right around the outside, and Vulcan's going to try to go through the inside. And he does. Luke and Vulcan are going to take over third and fourth place. Oh no, Vulcan out of the rut. Vulcan and Hunter side by side in this. What did Hunter just do? He almost ran out of the rut. He almost completely blew it, yet he gets a random speed boost and is just going to get around Vulcan there. Vulcan going to have to settle back into fifth place, rethink things here, and see if we can pass him. He's going to run the inside. I don't know how that's going to work. Wow, hits it clean, so that's good. I mean, as long as you don't wreck. Not that much time left in the race. I'm definitely getting a little hyped at this point. I think we have 2 minutes to go. Love that shot right there, seeing those guys. I saw Sector in particular go over these drivers, but no, Vulcan is going to go down. That just absolutely sucks for him. And Detail, actually out of nowhere, picks up a spot. He's going to be in the top 5. We haven't really talked about Detail at all this race, but haven't really talked about him much in the heats or the semis either, but here he comes, just silently by towards the end of this moto, now in top 5 position, which is pretty big for him if he can come out of this track with a top 5, especially after his qualifying and his warm-up race performances. Very, very lackluster, so you can definitely tell that he would love to get a top 5 out of this. Whereas you have, on the other perspective, you have Vulcan, who he's going to be extremely disappointed if he doesn't get that top 5 spot back. 1 minute left to go in this moto, and we still have tons of drivers all around each other. Plenty of battles waiting to happen. Oh no, look at Vulcan, look at Vulcan. Oh, that could have been bad. Did you guys see that? He was almost sandwiched between two blue flag drivers right there. He literally almost got sandwiched, like Bean and Justice on the left and right, and I almost thought they were going to converge and cheese Vulcan, but luckily Vulcan was able to get out of that scot-free. He's had some blue flag problems in the past on both ends, so I'm sure Vulcan is thankful that ended up going the way that it did. Looks like Solange still holding onto the lead right here, and we have Roman in second still. And Roman's is going to be a tough one for him to bring back. He's got all this lap traffic in front of him that he's got to get by, and look at the lap traffic. They're cheesing each other too. 3 laps to go, not that much time left. As long as Solange doesn't make mistakes, he's probably got this. This is going to be a very tall order for Roman. I mean, you already see that section. Very rarely do you have to roll it. Roman had to roll everything. There's Luke. He's right there as well. So this, you could just tell this is definitely affecting Roman. Super hard. Going through the whoops. Hunter's not that far behind Luke as well, so could get interesting here. Love watching that sand section. Lap drivers going off on each other. And it looks like they passed 2 of the lap drivers. Do they still have to pass Ricardo, though? I think they might. 2 laps to go. Not that much time left. This race is winding down. Critical championship points. I know it's early in the season, but it's always important. I've had championships in the past go down to races that happened like 3 races in. So it's always, you got to look at every single race of the season as equal importance. And look at Roman with the huge gains there on, I believe that's either Ricardo or Unquiet. I can't exactly tell from this angle. Looks like it's Unquiet, and he's getting held up so hard. What is Unquiet doing? No! Roman just gets bopped off the track by Unquiet, by lap traffic. We've seen this many times in the past, and it's always unfortunate. Oh, and Luke just bops Unquiet out of the way. Oh, no, gets loose. He's going to be stuck too, and Hunter is bopping Roman out of the... What is happening on this last lap? What is happening? Now Luke's going to case that. Roman's going to come back to second place. Absolutely ridiculous that Roman is able to salvage second place back after that. That is insane. And Hunter now is going to be in a spot to battle with Vulcan, and it looks like Detail... where is Detail? He might be in a good spot here. Oh man, did he get by these guys? We'll have to look in a second. Looks like we have Vulcan and Hunter. Hunter just goes down there. Vulcan might have just got his top 5 back. That is huge for him. But meanwhile, we have an update at the finish line. Solange is going to take the Moto victory. I am really curious to see how these drivers go across the line. Looks like that is a lap driver. That's Unquiet, the cheeser of this race. And you can just see how much that lap traffic cheese affected them. Roman second, Luke third, Detail fourth. Detail almost could have competed for a podium after all that. That's insane. Vulcan holding on to the top 5. Hunter with the 6th. I'd say that's respectable. And then, you got all these drivers that are like a lap down. I don't know where they finished. We'll have to wait for the results to scroll across the screen. Here we go. So here's the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this Moto. Definitely expect Moto 2 to be up later today or later tomorrow. Great races here at Fox Lake. There we go. So Camby got 7th, Ricardo 8th, Bean 9th, Sector 10th, Justice 11th, Unquiet rounding out the field in 12th. Great race. That was really exciting towards the end. Probably one of the better motos of the season. See you next time.